This is divorce.
Welcome to Divorce Court.
But he's not giving it to you.
This is a show where soon-to-be exes tell their stories to the judge, who give the ruling and settle all the usual and unusual divorce issues by the end of the episode. So exciting.
Wow.
My socks are falling off right now. They're falling. I need to get them back on.
Therein is the issue.
So this is actually the third incarnation of the show. There's been two others. This time it is starring Judge Star Jones. Sounds just like a judge name. Great name. Sounds like she could be RoboCop one day. And her job is to, you guessed it, settle divorces. Wow. Which I also just want to point out that on the Divorce Court YouTube page, there's a video called Be on Divorce Court, which I just thought was a little bit interesting, because I know there's people that see this, and then I know that there's people who want to be on this, but like, who is the kind of person that wants to be on Divorce Court? Like, imagine going through all your divorce stuff, and then you find out like your wife, or soon to be ex-wife, called Divorce Court, and now you have to go on this show you didn't even want to go on, and it's just a whole mess, and you lose the kids in Walmart, and I don't even know.
That's sad but true.
But the case I wanted to look at today is called Marry Me and You'll Be My Only Fan. This is a case between Dee Dee Russell and Antoine Henderson, and I just want to let this episode speak for itself.
Couples are asked all the time, where did you two meet? And we all swoon in awe when you hear, we were childhood sweethearts.
So you can already tell this court is all business. The set looks like an office version of Jeopardy, and there's a ton of virtual people in the background. I also just love how they have the defendant and plaintiff just standing in the background while she does this intro. Imagine how awkward that is for them. I just realized I forgot to move this, so this was in the shot, but I'm getting rid of it now. Say goodbye, everybody. But anyways, oh my gosh, just imagine sitting there. Imagine being the defendant and she's doing this intro and you just have to stand there like... All in all, this is pretty much everything a courtroom should be.
Ms. Russell, you are here today because you say you're tired of being a professional girlfriend. You say you've been waiting for a ring from Mr. Henderson for 12 years and have nothing.
So this is where things get a little bit wacky. Wacky crazy! Isn't the whole premise of this show to settle divorces? But this episode, Dee Dee and Antoine are dating, and Dee Dee wants to get married. That's the opposite of divorce. If Dee Dee wins the case, does that mean they have to get married? Like, this guy Antoine doesn't want to marry her, so she brought him to court, and if he loses, he then has to marry her? Is that how this works? Because that's insane.
And Mr. Henderson, you say that you love Ms. Russell, but she needs to show you she's ready to be your wife. You claim you haven't proposed to Ms. Russell because you want to make sure the two of you are on the same page.
He wants them to be on the same page? What have they been talking about for the last 12 years of their relationship? How are they not on the same page? Well, I say that, but you just wait till later in the episode and it'll make sense. There's a whole lot of stuff. Whole lot of nonsense.
I'm just here because I'm tired of being a professional girlfriend for 12 years. I got 4 kids. I feel like if I'm gonna put up with everything, the betrayal, the extra stuff, the mom, I feel like I deserve a ring to deal with.
So let me get this straight. The only way she's gonna put up with bad behavior from him is if they get married. That's the only way. That'll make it all okay. I just rhymed like Dr. Seuss. Oh yeah! Like, sure, he may be cheating, lying, staying up past his bedtime, but it'll all be okay if they get married. And they will have so much fun, build pillow forts, and I probably think they're gonna throw pots and pans at each other at some point. It's gonna be a blast.
Your Honor, we've been together for 12 years, on and off, hot and cold. You know, I just want certain requirements for her to meet. I've been in my job for like 3 years.
Look at how she's looking at him. She looks like that one meme. But also, what requirements is he talking about? He doesn't really sound like he's in a spot where he can request requirements. I don't think he is. Is one of his requirements that she lets him cheat on her? Because it sounds like it might be, but who knows? I sure don't.
Tell me how you met.
We went to high school together, and one day we had the attendance sheet, and I seen that his house phone number was on there, and I stole it off the attendance sheet, and I called him. And ever since then, we just hit it off.
Ah, yes, how all great relationships start. By stealing your partner's number off of an attendance sheet. It's how my great-grandparents met. Except I guess their phone number was scratched onto a rock or something. They didn't even have phones. A letter? They had to mail each other? What did they do? They had to see each other in person? Ew.
Thing that drew me to him was us being able to date for a year and a half. He took my virginity. He never asked for it.
Gonna be honest here. Completely honest, completely transparent. I'm not entirely sure how that virginity part is relevant at all. I don't think there is any relevance to this case. I think she just wanted to say that. She just wanted to throw it out there.
Your Honor, you know, like I said, it's been hot and cold. One minute she's waking up angry at the world, next minute she's cool. I just want certain requirements. Like I said, I'm a hardworking man, Monday through Friday.
He's a hardworking man Monday through Friday, but any day outside of that, he's just a man. A regular old man. But also, by the way he's describing her just sounds like how a normal person is. Not everyone's gonna wake up every day feeling all great and happy and, you know, going woo. No one's gonna feel that. Not every day. That's just not how it works. Unless you take lots of drugs. Then in that case, I'm sure it still doesn't work because you get used to it.
Okay, so talk to me about those certain things that you want to see.
Just work ethic, like.
Work? What you mean work ethic?
Just
You
work.
what
You
you
gotta
mean
do-
work
gotta do
ethic?
more.
I
I've been
work.
at my job for 3
I
years.
hustle. You know that.
So I was with her until she said hustle. That can mean so many different things. A wide variety. It's a big net. Like I could try to sell little baby gremlin dolls to everybody I see and call it a hustle, but nobody's gonna buy that. In that I'm not making any money from that. I'm losing money because I keep buying these gremlin dolls and no one's buying them. Like what's the big idea? But it doesn't stop me from doing it.
Even though you met when you were 15, things have changed over the course of these last few years.
Yeah, he a mama's boy.
So what does that mean when you say he's a mama's
Your
boy?
Honor, he's a mama's boy. Every little argument he want to do, he want to run to his mom. If we get in the car, he want to run to his mom. Like, for
that's my
example,
mother.
I don't care.
I don't care that she's your mom. I'm your mom now. She didn't say that, but I was reading between the lines. You could infer that that was what she was gonna say.
We was in the car. He wants to get out the car. I'm about to walk to my mom's. And okay, I'll pull up. I'm gonna pull up right to your mom's. I know where she stay. We ain't that far from her. He'll come home and still have that attitude. That's because his mom is feeding him the wrong energy. And I ain't got time for that.
Sounds like his mom is feeding him negative energy, bad stuff, the bad energy, the kind of energy you get when you wake up in the middle of the night and have to use the bathroom. Terrible, terrible energy.
If you trying to get in between the man and his mama, you gonna lose every time.
His mom got somebody to prank call me. I'm in the bed, just got cut open, having her 2-year-old. She's prank calling, saying that the baby was somebody else's.
Honestly, that doesn't really sound like a prank call. Sounds just like a not prank call. Sounds more like a, not very nice phone call. You feel me? Are we on the same wavelengths here? Am I just saying stuff to say stuff? Yes.
Words that are sage advice that you cannot get in between a man and his mom, at some point, you gotta check your mama. That's just the way that works also.
Right.
At some point, you have to say to your mother,
That lady is just clapping with approval in the background. She is all for what Judge Starr is saying. She is for it. And I guess on these screens, they just leave them unmuted because you can hear them. So do they just leave them unmuted the whole time? Because I feel like that's kind of playing a dangerous game if they do. Or do they only unmute them when they're clapping or something? I don't know. It seems like they're playing a dangerous game. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That is so good.
so Mr. Henderson, is your mother a problem?
No, she's not a problem. Actually, she's my witness.
See, Antoine, I feel like you might possibly be supporting the claim that you're a mama's boy by bringing your mom in as the witness. Also, why is she the witness? I don't know too much about court, but that has to be some sort of conflict of interest or something. Like that, there has to be some sort of law against that. That's like if I punch somebody next to my best friend and use my best friend as a character witness, he might say that I didn't do anything. I don't know. Or maybe he feels kind of savage and he's like, he totally did punch him. I don't know if what I said made sense, but hopefully it did, and hopefully you found the moral in that story.
Oh.
Call her right now.
Call her.
Okay, so you know what? I like a man that says, let's just get to the bottom
Get to
line.
the bottom of it.
I really like the description of Dee Dee on the right. It says she is tired of her boyfriend's meddling mother, and if he doesn't propose, it's over. There is so much going on here. Because isn't the whole issue that he hasn't been proposing, and it is not over? You brought him to divorce court to get married, so I guess this is the conclusion. But on this description, first off, it's saying Dee Dee is sick of Antoine's mother, but then the next line says she wants him to propose. I can't be the only one who sees the disaster in that. Like, Dee Dee actively does not like Antoine's mother, but wants to get married to him and ultimately by extension, his mom, I don't think that is a recipe for success. Also, this is supposed to be divorce court. I still don't know how this case made it here. This is not a divorce.
Let's try to reach Letitia Tish Deal,
Yes, ma'am.
who is the defendant's mom. Ms. Deal, are you available to chat at this point?
And now they call the mom. Lovely. But I just love that question that Judge Starr asked. She said, are you available to chat at this point? What else would she be doing? I mean, she's already on the phone in the middle of a court case on TV. Like, I hope she's ready. That would be really awkward if she wasn't. Like, imagine she says that, are you available to chat? And then the mom's like, actually, no, I need to go shopping and get some groceries like kale. I just figured maybe that's what she got. I don't know.
I am Antoine's mother.
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Deal, Ms. Russell testified that you are the reason, one of the reasons that your son has not proposed.
Of course she's gonna deny it. Why would she not deny that? She's not just gonna come out and say, I'm the mastermind, I'm pulling the strings, I'm Antoine's mother, ruler of the world.
My son has been with Miss Russell since they were teenagers, and they've been going back and forth for years.
So you said they've been going back and forth for years, but Miss Russell makes a very cogent point.
Cogent point. That is a big word to use. Why would she use that? There's other words she could have used to get the same point across. Couldn't she have just said, she makes a good point? It's less syllables and it gets the same point across. See, this is what happens when I use my brain. I start thinking outside of the box.
If you're having problems with your loved one, people's allowed to go to their mom and talk to their mom about it.
But how does that manifest itself in the relationship between Ms. Russell and Mr. Henderson? In other words, how are you able to interact with her?
Right, we don't interact. That's why she quiet. She know what's up because we don't do this. We know
Girl,
she.
you sit in the car.
It don't matter. I can sit in the
Ms.
car.
Deal, how
Let
do
your
you
mom
all
talk.
interact?
I feel like Dee Dee is sort of missing the point here. She says that her and Antoine's mom don't talk, and then Antoine says it's because she sits in a car outside of his mother's house, and then she's like, that doesn't matter. It kind of does matter. That is kind of the whole point. That is literally the point. That is the point. But she's like, that doesn't matter. If I sit in my car and I don't go inside and just sit outside doing whatever, being all creepy, that doesn't matter. That's not the point. It is the point. Say it with me. That's the point.
So you find her to be disrespectful to you?
Yes, I do.
But I can't be disrespectful. If I don't come in and speak to you, I don't come in and speak to you. I can stay in my car.
Okay, yeah, but Dee Dee, that is disrespectful. That is very disrespectful. You're just sitting outside of her house with all these bad vibes, all this negative energy, just throwing all this bad juju out into the air. That is disrespect if I've ever seen disrespect. Or smelt it. It smells like disrespect. Or heard it. Or tasted it. I don't know if I want to use that one though, but that's just another sense. Or touched it. If I touched disrespect. This is getting so off the rails.
Okay,
know
Ms.
how it's
Russell,
gonna go.
how do you expect to be somebody's wife if you don't speak to their mama?
Because they mama need to respect me too.
Dee Dee needs to get over herself, all the way over herself. You don't just earn respect by sitting outside someone's house and not going inside and talking to them. You just don't.
I ain't about to deal. She gonna respect me. Respect is earned, not given.
Yep, exactly, Dee Dee. That is exactly the point. I don't know how she can't see how a lot of what she's saying doesn't apply to her. Like, she's saying a lot about other people, but it also applies to her.
So, Ms. Deal, I'm gonna just ask you, do you think your son should propose to Ms. Russell?
No.
She just straight up said no. Wow. I mean, I'm not surprised, but at the same time, I am a little bit, I guess. I thought maybe she'd be like, not in this current state. Maybe if they can work things out and mature a little bit, then I can see them getting married, but not at this current point. But she didn't say that. She said no.
Mr. Henderson, your mother and Ms. Russell are never going to get along. You know that, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So at least we know that we have gotten there.
And then it's another issue. 2019 was the worst year for us.
2019?
Yes, when he had a baby. His mom had something to do with it, yes.
I know what she's trying to say, but she needs to be careful with the order of those words. It's a very sketchy order she said them in. She said in 2019, Antoine had a baby, and she knows his mother had something to do with it. Let's just slow down a little bit and rethink that. I know what she was trying to say, but it just was in a weird order, a questionable order. Actually, that was an illegal order. you just put it in. Like the law hears that and then you're under arrest for grossness. Unless that is really what she meant, which in that case, then this takes a whole nother turn and I am so scared.
Yeah. Wait. He had a baby?
He had a baby on me. Yeah.
With
the ex. How I found out about the baby was
I love these courtroom shows so much. I just do. They're so magical. You can just hear everybody's reactions and it's just anything goes. No bars hold? No holds barred. That's what I was trying to say. There are no holded bars. All bars are open. Happy hour is now. But like everybody's just gasping and astounded and they're clapping and everything and you can just hear it all. And I love it. I'm not quite sure if that's even allowed in a courtroom, but in this courtroom, in divorce court, it is allowed. And I am for it.
All good. I was doing family outings, all of that. I went through his phone when he went in the store. Go in there, find out he got a baby. The ex is 3 months pregnant.
That is a whole roller coaster, a full roller coaster. It's a space mountain. And this is what I'm still confused about. This is what is still itching in my brain. Why does she even want to get married to him? It just sounds like they shouldn't be married. In my humble opinion, that is what it sounds like. Like he's cheated on her and he had a whole nother baby, but she still wants to get married. Like, why don't you go find someone who won't do that stuff? Go find a nice guy who won't have another baby with someone else. I don't feel like that's asking for too much. I feel like that is a reasonable request. But no, she had to drag him to divorce court to get married.
Ooh, Mr. Henderson, tag, you're it.
I didn't choose. I was drunk at the time, Your Honor. It was my birthday.
It's always that story.
I was drunk.
It's always that story, she said. That leads me to believe that this is very common. Like, it's a common event. It's a reoccurring charge. And it still makes no sense. Why do they want to get married? I'm so confused. I don't know what's going on here. This is wild.
You don't happen to sleep with somebody that's not your woman. That's just not how.
Right, tell her the truth.
That's just not how it works, bruh.
Did the judge just say bruh? Is that allowed in court? Can you say that? I hereby sentence you to bruh. I'd feel like that is not a legal term.
Like I said,
Still took him back. That's what wives do.
Wait 1 second, ma'am.
I just love that the people in back are just doing whatever at this point. They're just clapping, they're laughing, they're cheering, they're doing whatever. It's anything goes. It's just, they're letting them do whatever they want at this point.
Taking pictures with, friends of mine in the past. He taking pictures with them. I see that
ain't
she
your business.
moved on.
No.
Well, it kind of sounds like it might be his business if you're trying to get married and you're dating and you're posting pics with his old friends that he is no longer friends with. Sounds like that maybe that is kind of sort of his business, somewhere in the realm of his business. Maybe just like contract work or something, I don't know. Not a W-9 though, maybe a 1099.
So in other words, you didn't do it by mistake. You did it on purpose because you said, she don't deserve my respect because she out here doing whatever she want to do, and so now I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Correct.
This really just sounds like a toxic relationship. That is what this sounds like.
I'm good. I really am.
Ding, right.
Did the cop just go ding ding? What? Who is this guy? He's a drama cop. He's just trying to cause drama. Ding ding. Okay, buddy, whatever you say. Officer ding ding.
Because any other girl would have left
That's what
him.
you want. You want to be
Everybody
married.
will left.
You gotta meet my requirements. Your Honor, I work Monday through Friday.
And he worked
I've been at my
Monday
job
through
for 3
Friday.
years.
Okay.
Wait, Mr. Henderson, I know good and doggone well you didn't say it's about stability.
And that's
when
not
you
all.
up here
That's not
sleeping
all.
with Lottie Dottie and everybody. I know you didn't just say it's about stability.
I just want to say, lottie dottie, my new favorite word, lottie dottie. Hello and welcome to another episode of Replacing My Daughter's Boyfriend Because I Don't Like Him. In today's episode, we're gonna replace my daughter's boyfriend because I don't like him.
That's remarkable. Thank you very much.
I have pretty much just summed up the show of parental control.
That's my daughter you're talking about.
The whole goal of the show is that parents pick a date for their son or their daughter because they don't like their current partner. And I'm totally here for it. I love drama, I love tea, I love everything in between.
Bye-bye, loser.
So this is where we're introduced to the two parents. There's Jim, the interior landscape guy,
Hi, I'm Jim, and I own an interior landscaping company.
which by the way, he totally looks like he owns an interior landscaping company. Like let's say I met Jim out in the wild, like maybe at a Pizza Hut or at a Warzone. I would look at him and I would totally think that he is owning a interior landscaping company. He just has that vibe. Anyways, there's Jim, and then there's his wife Penny, who works with her husband.
And I'm Penny, and I work with my husband.
That could mean a whole lot of things. Like, is she saying that in the same way a person who works with horses says, I work with horses. Like, is she handling Jim? Is she Jim's handler? So, there's Jim, Penny, and then their daughter, Mikey. The three musketeers, as I've always called them. But there's one big problem.
We love Mikey more than anything in this world.
But there's just one big problem.
And try to take a guess as to what the problem is. Just take a little guess.
Her boyfriend is a total scumbag.
So that's the problem right there. What is that? This is what he's doing, I guess. I don't know, you know, whatever.
Her boyfriend is a total scumbag.
Penny says that Mikey's boyfriend's a bit of a scumbag, which, you know, it's kind of an intense word to use. But really, what they're showing us just makes him seem like a loser. Like, I don't see him dance like that and think he's a scumbag. I just think he's a loser, I guess. And also that he has terrible dance moves. Like, that's just awful. And it's kind of cringe. But being cringe doesn't make you a scumbag. It just makes you cringy.
This is Mikey. She's dating Fernando. They've been together for 5 months, and Mikey loves everything about him.
The narrator dude says that Mikey loves everything about Fernando, which means she must not have seen what we saw, and she's better for it.
Hey everybody, I'm Mikey. My boyfriend's name is Fernando. He's cute, fun, and he always cracks me up.
So this is where the premise of the whole show is shown. Jim and Penny picked out 2 blind dates for Mikey, and then Fernando has to watch how the dates go. But now we get to the real juicy tea. The real lemon juice. That's sour. This is where we learn all the core issues that Mikey's parents have with Fernando. And let me tell you, Fernando is a straight up savage.
First of all, Fernando is gross. He likes to lick my daughter like she's a lollipop.
Yep, you heard that right. He likes to lick her like a lollipop. Oh, I can't believe I just said that. I need to cleanse myself.
It's like that boy was raised by wild dogs.
How do you even start doing that? Are you just curious one day what your girlfriend tastes like, and so you lick her? And then even worse, you like it enough to keep doing it. That's just not how I pictured my day would be going right now.
And Fernando's always peeing wherever he wants.
He goes on dumpsters, on cars, pretty much anywhere but the toilet.
There's so much to unpack here. So much. So Fernando pees wherever he wants. Whenever he wants. I'll be the first to admit it's a little bit weird. But my favorite part is how Jim just completely roasts Fernando.
Hey, Fernando, why don't you go in the bathroom and flush yourself?
Hey, Fernando, why don't you just use the bathroom, you stinker? And Penny just totally ate it up. She loved that. That was like the best roast she's ever heard. That's just good roast, Jim. You're a roast master. Roast master.
And Fernando wears his pants so low his always showing.
It's disgusting. He needs to buy a belt. Hey, Fernando, crack is whack.
I literally can't believe this is real. It's beautiful. I'm tearing up because of it. But now it's time to put Operation Parental Control into action. It's time for Penny and Jim to interview some candidates to possibly be Mikey's boyfriend replacement. And this is quite possibly, in my humble opinion, the worst set of interviews I've ever seen in my life.
Hello. Hi. How are you guys doing today?
How y'all doing?
This guy also brought cookies, and he just catches a stray for no reason.
I made some cookies last night. Interested?
They don't look good at all.
Yeah, fair enough.
It starts off pretty good, pretty normal. They start off by asking the candidates what their jobs are, and they all sound pretty good, pretty normal.
I work in animation. I'm a waiter.
I direct a residence hall at a university here in Los Angeles.
I'm a writer for a hip-hop magazine.
Surf instructor.
But then instead of asking them follow-up questions to gauge the quality of the candidates, they skip all the fluff and have them go straight to singing love songs. As you do in an interview.
If I take your daughter out tonight, Mikey's in my heart. I can't see us apart.
The lickings don't stop. I know you're gonna like it.
Which I'm no love doctor sometimes, but I feel like that's probably not the best way to gauge the quality of a candidate.
All I wanna do today is make your daughter's boyfriend go away.
Also, they're all terrible. What are the odds of them all being this bad? They're bad. Like, there's no way, they just suck.
Climb the beanstalk of love.
Why did Jim look at that guy like that? His singing was not that impressive. But then the next question they ask is, if you could have a superpower, what would it be? And let me tell you, it is amazing.
I don't need superpower. I already have the power to attract women.
The super date man.
I would have the power to keep the ladies coming. All right, yeah.
Did this guy just admit that he doesn't attract any ladies by saying he wishes his superpower was that he attracts ladies?
I would like to read minds, so I could read your mind, so I can nail this interview, so I can date your daughter.
Well, if you could read minds, what am I thinking right now?
I'm thinking you wish you could have hair like this.
I love this part because this guy says if he could hypothetically have a power, hypothetically, it would be that he wants to read someone's minds or be able to read people's minds. But then Jim, for some reason, takes it literally and he's like, if you can read minds, what am I thinking of? Like, no, Jim, he said if he had a power. He didn't say he has that power. I feel like you forgot your own question. And then they have the candidates dance for some reason.
Girl's gonna get it.
Somebody explain that to me, please. Put a comment below and make it make sense. But I guess it works somehow because they narrowed it down to 2 candidates that they want to go on a blind date with Mikey.
I think I like this guy right here.
I like this guy. He's got style.
No, Fernando doesn't stand a chance.
Jim's choice for the blind date was Jared, the surfer dude, which in my humble opinion, I think that's a great choice. And so Jared shows up to the house and meets everybody.
This is Mikey.
Hi.
I consider myself a gentleman, and I was raised in a house of all girls, so I definitely know how to treat a lady.
And just for your information, that's Fernando.
I love that he says that because it just seems kind of obvious. Just for your information, FYI, the guy sitting next to Mikey is her boyfriend. I would have never guessed. And there's already tension between Jared and Fernando.
When I first saw Jared, I thought this kid had a better shot of getting me pregnant than stealing my girlfriend.
What a weird insult, but okay. And now it's time for Jared and Mikey to go on that blind date while Fernando watches.
You a little sad about not seeing our daughter anymore?
I'm sad I have to sit in this living room with you.
Jared and Mikey head off to the ice rink while Fernando, Penny, and Jim watch, and for some reason, Penny is sitting right next to Fernando, all up in his business.
While mom, dad, and boyfriend Fernando get to watch the action right from their living room.
And it's also funny because this whole time, Fernando and Mikey's parents are just saying the most out-of-pocket things to each other for no reason.
That's something I've never seen before.
You know what else you haven't seen? Your toes.
Jared and Mikey make it to the ice rink, and at one point Jared holds Mikey's hand, but then we realize they're not actually ice skating. They're doing some weird thing that Jared and his friend came up with called power skiing. And honestly, I'm not sure why Jared thought this was a good idea because Mikey straight up gets thrown all over the place. When they're finished power skiing, Mikey looks like she just got out of a war zone. And then Jared suggests that they get hot chocolate. But before they leave, Jared pulls possibly the smoothest move in all of human history.
Oh, you have your tongue pierced?
Yeah.
Me too.
That's what your mom said.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow, is that real silver? Let me see it again. Well, there's always a way to tell. Let me show you.
What the
And it's so funny to me that Fernando and Mikey's parents are just watching all of this, like every moment they see. And does Mikey know that? Does she know that they're watching? Because she's acting kind of wild if she does. And if she does know, she straight up doesn't care.
So I had a really good time on our date.
So did I.
And now it's time for Mikey's second date with a dude named Matt. But before Matt shows up, I witnessed what I can only describe as an abomination.
Boring.
You're such a jerk.
This is not being a jerk. I can be a jerk.
Oh my.
Why? What was the reason for that? There was none. There was no reason. Like, out of everything he could have possibly done, why did he do that? I can think of at least 100 things he could have done before doing that. One of them being not that. Well, all of them aren't that, but... Anyways, Matt arrives and he looks peak 2000s. And I mean peak 2000s.
Hi, Matt. Come on in.
And I can't believe he's real. I really can't. His outfit is just so... wow.
My first impression of Matt is he has crazy style. I know we're gonna have fun.
But Mikey liked it, and I guess that's all that matters. So now Matt and Mikey go on their date, and I don't even know how to prepare you for what's coming up. You can't be prepared. This whole date feels like a fever dream to me.
He's gonna get his hair done with her at the dog groomers.
Please.
Matt and Mikey end up going to this expensive restaurant. Matt starts asking about Fernando, and then he tells Mikey that he's gonna pay, but for some reason he looks really uneasy, kind of looks a little like uncomfortable with saying that.
I got this, no worries.
Okay, good. I'm not used to it. I'm normally paying.
Oh, really? Why are you normally paying?
My boyfriend doesn't have a job.
Really? Wow.
And I want you to keep that in mind because I'm gonna come back to that in a little bit. But anyways, at some point, Matt and Mikey play Truth or Dare, per Matt's request, which is such a random thing to do on the first date. And Fernando also doesn't like that.
Truth or Dare? I dare him to shut the up.
But their game of Truth or Dare just starts off weird.
Truth or Dare?
Truth.
What's the most naughty thing you've done in public?
Probably when I cheated on Fernando.
She has to know Fernando and her parents are watching, right? Like, she has to know that. It seems obvious that they'd be watching, but I guess Mikey's just a straight up savage. But now it's Mikey's turn, and she dares Matt to do literally the most cringe thing ever. And then Matt somehow makes it even worse.
Okay, I dare you to show your kissing technique with my hand.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just want to kiss you. I've been looking at you all night. Like, is that okay? So I can help it more. Mwah. Oh yeah, baby. Mwah. You know you like that.
That's awful. I'm sorry you had to see this, but we're in this together. So they finish up their game of truth or dare, and Matt suggests that they get tattoos. And remember earlier when I said Matt seemed uneasy and uncomfortable about paying? Well, I think he's broke because I'm pretty sure they left without paying. They just got up and walked out.
Yeah.
Want to get out of here?
Yeah.
All right, let's go get this.
You guys saw that, right? Like, they didn't even finish eating. They just got up and left. It actually looks like they didn't eat anything. And I also don't see a check. Did they have the chef cook the food? And not only did they not eat the food, but then they left without paying. Was that Matt's plan all along? Did he ever plan on paying? This is such a chaotic date. So Matt and Mikey go to the tattoo shop, and Matt gets a diamond on his chest, and Mikey gets the words survival of the fittest on her back, and her parents don't approve of it. And overall, I'm just really confused.
Oh my God. That can't be real.
Oh, God.
I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do to her.
And then Matt, being Matt, doubles down on the cringe and writes I heart Matt on Mikey's shoulder.
Fernando will love this. I heart Matt.
But now it's time for the big decision. Does Mikey stay with Fernando, or does she choose Jared the surfer guy, or Matt the cringe guy? And this part of the show is as confusing as the rest. So the first thing that happens is they line all three dudes up, and Mikey wants them to give each a reason why she should choose them. All the answers suck, but Matt's is adequate.
You should pick me because I think we would look amazing together.
Jared's answer is okay.
Mikey, I'm the guy for you because I can show you the wilder side of life.
And Fernando's answer just is awful and terrible.
We should stay together. Cause these two guys are.
So obviously she's gonna eliminate Fernando, right?
Jared, you're really sweet, but I think you're too shy for me. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
She eliminates Jared. Like, why? How did Fernando survive that? But maybe it's good, because after Jared got eliminated, he turns into a straight up savage.
Good, I didn't want to date a butterface anyways.
Also, she eliminated him because she said he was shy.
You're really sweet, but I think you're too shy for me.
But he literally did that weird tongue thing. That is the opposite of shy. Jared in no way, shape, or form is shy. And I disagree with you wholeheartedly on that, Mikey. I think you're wrong. But now it's between Matt and Fernando. And who will she pick? She says that Matt's a little too wild, and then she pretty much says that Fernando just sucks. And now it's time for the big decision. Who will she pick?
So I've made my decision, and the guy I choose is... Matt.
This is such a night.
She picked Matt. And honestly, I can't say I'm surprised. It was between Matt and Fernando. But even more honestly, the show is just so random and weird and confusing and makes zero sense. There were so many moments I was like, this just doesn't add up. Like, I'm at a point where I'm almost certain this has to be acting. Like, it has to be, right? Some of this is just so crazy. Everything about the show is just absurd. From like the things they say, to the things they do, to even the people in it, it's just insane. And also, somehow Matt, being as cringe as he was, came out on top. Like, how does that happen? And then Fernando pees on a tree. Hello and welcome to a special silly throwback video. This is where we're going to look at an older video on the internet, and it's fun for sure because it's a little bit insane.
My name is Teresa, I'm 44 years old, and I'm addicted to smelling gasoline.
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack here for sure. Why does she like to smell gas? And what is it doing to her health? Nothing good, I'd imagine.
And I'm addicted to smelling gasoline.
The shift in tone here gave me whiplash. It starts off by playing this fun and quirky kind of music, like haha, great fun times. And then she says she smells gas, and it gets dark. It gets kind of scary.
My name's Teresa. I live in whatever this place is, and I like to smell gas.
That literally is her. Is my hair okay? Is it good? Also, just a random thought I had. But if smelling is a skill, which, you know, maybe it is, she has to be a professional sniffer with how much gas she's been sniffing. And I feel like that's probably a sentence that has never been said before in the history of the entire universe. I'm a trailblazer, I guess.
When I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is I roll over, sit up, and smell my gas bottle.
Of course, because that's the logical thing to do. Wake up, roll over and sniff gas. Is that better or worse than checking your phone in the morning? Also, she says she sits up, but she is totally not sitting up right there. So needless to say, I'm already a little bit suspicious of her.
Then I'll get up, take another sniff of the gasoline.
That's very interesting. She wakes up, sniffs gas, gets out of bed, sniffs more gas. She definitely has a process, and I respect that. I love a good process. I can respect when people have systems in place to give their life structure, and she definitely has a system. It's a little bit weird, but it is a system.
And then I'll come downstairs, and a couple minutes later, I'll take another sniff of it.
We're 24 seconds into this video and I'm already over her sniffing gas. I'm so over it. Like, I'm just like, stop, no more sniffing. You're in sniffing jail. How can she not go more than 2 seconds without sniffing gas? But also, I guess that's the point of the show. It's an addiction and it's strange and it's hers. So my strange addiction. And yes, yeah.
Of it.
And I still love the sound effects they use. They are literally horror movie sound effects. And they use them when she's sniffing gas. It's the perfect time to use them.
Teresa has been addicted to smelling gasoline for over 30 years. She takes a sniff every 10 minutes and even wakes up in the middle of the night for a fix.
That is crazy. 30 years of straight huffing gas fumes. That's a lot of huffing, not a lot of puffing. And while that sounds like an absolute party, there has to be some damage done to her. There has to be some good damage. Not good. It's not good. It's not good damage. I just meant damage. Okay, I don't know why I said good. It's just damage. Damage. Okay, damage. And I mean this totally respectfully, with full respect. But she gives off crackhead vibes. I have a feeling it has something to do with the gas. That's just my guess. I don't know. Maybe she actually does crack. I don't know. Also, imagine waking up and the first thing you think about is smelling gas. That is crazy to me. Like, I feel like I would explode if I did that. I would literally turn into a nuclear bomb.
I just love the smell of it, how it makes my nose feel inside the back of my throat.
That's awful, literally awful. I wish I could unhear that. I wish I could forget it. What she just said is totally cursed, and she should go to federal prison for even saying that.
Teresa was only 13 years old when her dad asked if she wanted to smell his gas can.
I smelled it that one time, and that was all it took.
In such a little time, so much went on here. Why did her dad offer for her to smell gas? Like, at what point is anybody like, hey, you want to smell this gas? It smells great. Don't get addicted to smelling it, though. And then she smelt it and somehow became addicted to it. Like, where's the self-control? At no point was she like, maybe I shouldn't be smelling gas and sniffing gas, and maybe it's not good. I don't know. And when they showed this picture, was she already smelling gas at this point?
Now she stashes 4 water bottles filled with gasoline throughout the house for easy access.
No matter where I'm at, I have a bottle with me. I keep it either in my purse or in my jacket pocket. When I eat, it's sitting right there at the kitchen table in case I get that urge.
That is so wild to me. Like, she has literal gas just around her house ready for her to smell. Like, on top of the fridge and then 2 in her dresser. That is bananas. Those are Hall of Fame stats right there. She sniffs petrol. Petrol? I don't know, that's very British. She sniffs petrol about 120 times a day, which equals about 43,000 times a year. Like I said, sniffing has to be a skill for her. She has to be the best sniffer in the world. You don't just sniff gas 43,000 times in a year and not get anything from it. You just don't.
When I walk in the door, the first thing that hits me is the smell of gas. It smells like you're walking into a garage.
And now we're smelling gas while you're cooking.
And your point is, you don't like it, go upstairs.
This part is so funny to me because it's the only point in this episode where it shows her boyfriend, and it's pretty much just them arguing. And he plays no other role other than helping her get more gas, which is not a good role. That's not a good role at all. Why did he get casted as that?
When Teresa doesn't have gasoline, watch out. She does get very angry.
Yeah, what do you think it's doing to your health? What do you think it's doing to your brain?
I don't know. I can't answer that.
Well, Teresa, you can't answer that, but a doctor can, and you should go to a doctor, please, pretty please.
Teresa doesn't work and is supported by her boyfriend.
It makes sense why they included this bit, but it almost seems like they just wanted Teresa to catch a stray or something. I don't even know. They just casually mentioned that Teresa doesn't work and that Frank supports her gas addiction. Weird flex, but okay.
She spends almost $400 a month on her addiction.
Me and Frank fight over it. You know, take the last couple dollars we have just to go get the gasoline can filled because I have to have my gasoline to sniff.
What a wildly wonderful way to word that.
We use the last dollars I have because I have to smell gas.
Teresa, do you hear yourself? Look in a mirror and listen to yourself.
I come to the gas station about twice a week. The more I go to the gas station, the fresher the gas is.
I've heard her talk about situations where she chose the gas over buying food or something like that. She just needs her fix.
I can't believe what I just heard. She likes fresh gas, which to be honest, I didn't know gas had a freshness value to it. Does that mean there's stale gas? And what's the difference between stale gas and fresh gas? That's a genuine question. What is the difference? She also smelled gas straight from the pump like a savage. And I'm not even gonna talk about how her daughter is a literal clone of herself. I'm not even gonna talk about that.
I've had memory loss since about 1995. Because of my memory loss, I have to use, darn, see?
Few things here. First off, I feel like she just forgot the word sticky note coincidentally. That's a common word. I don't feel like that was particularly because of the gas smelling. It might have been. I don't know. And second off, of course your memory's gonna suck after sniffing gas for 30 years. I could have told you that 30 years ago. I wasn't alive, but I could have told you that. And I don't even know how many times I've said sniffing gas in this video, but it's more than I'm comfortable with, and I don't like it.
The past 6 years, I have had major stomach problems. I've had anemia problems.
Why is she saying it like she has no clue what is happening? She just casually says she has all these issues but doesn't correlate it with smelling gas. That would be my first correlation, is that maybe I'm having these issues because I'm smelling gas. That's maybe where the issues are coming from.
I never really thought about going a day without it. I don't know if I could or not. I'm ashamed of it.
You don't sound very ashamed of it. Also, I'm so sick of looking at gasoline. I'm over it. I don't know how many times I've seen this video at this point, and I'm done looking at gas. I'm over it. I'm never gonna look at gas again, ever, ever, ever. I hate that she's smelling gas. I hate that they chose to get this close to her face, and I hate how audible that sniffing is. I'm over it.
My understanding is that there are lots of people who are worried about you and your health. And why would that be?
The way he worded that is amazing.
From my purely ignorant standpoint, I hear that people are worried about your health. Can you tell me why your health sucks, and maybe if it has something to do with you sniffing gas? Just maybe, I don't know.
I've been sniffing gasoline for about 30 years now.
For 30 years?
30 years.
Every day?
Every day. I've been having a lot of short-term memory loss.
The doctor's absolutely dumbfounded, as he should be. Did you see his face? I'm literally in the same boat as him. I can't believe some of the buffoonery I've been hearing during this video.
I'd let food cook on the oven, you know, just stupid stuff like that.
You need to know from at least a medical standpoint that this is a very destructive thing.
Honestly, Mr. Doctor, from any standpoint that's destructive, from whichever standpoint you're looking at it from, you could be standing from anywhere. It's very destructive. Except for standpoints that I'm going to pretend like don't exist because they're what standpoints? Like Teresa. So the doctor goes on to explain how absolutely unhealthy this is for Teresa, how terrible it is for her, how awful it is. And then after all of that, she has the audacity to say this.
When the doctor said that it was affecting my whole body, I just couldn't believe it was doing that. So it was very overwhelming to hear him say that.
How could she not believe it was doing that? But somehow she managed to not be too beat up from sniffing gas, which is amazing considering she's been smelling it for 30 years consistently and constantly. And then after the whole checkup, there's a little end card that talks about the progress she's made. Did you see that? The screen shrunk and it said she sniffs gas only every 2 hours now. Only every 2 hours, which is progress. And then for a split second, it says her memory what? For a split second, it says her memory continues to deteriorate. They tried to hide it, but they couldn't. My eagle eyes caught it. I don't miss. And if you took anything from this, I hope it's that you should never, ever, 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 ever sniff gas. It's not good for you. Don't do it. Please, please, please don't do it. It's not good for you. And if you do smell it, don't make a habit of it, or you're probably gonna end up on the show, which you don't want that either. And I'm still in a state of disbelief for what I just watched. But if you wanna watch more fun content, watch this video right here. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.